everyone. Welcome to Real Talk About Real Estate. My name is Marcia Mack and I'm with Baird and Warner. And today I wanted to get on here and talk to you buyers about making an offer. Now you've been searching for your new home and you have finally found the dream home. When making an offer, it's important to act quickly in order to have your broker submit the offer as soon as possible, but you want to make an educated offer based on a rational approach to pricing and negotiating that you have discussed with your agent. Now, your agent will draw up the contract with your offering price and all the other terms and contingencies. Now, lots of times you buyers only focus on the price, but there are actually other terms that are related to the real estate contract, and we are going to go over all of those. The first one is price. We talked about that before. It's the number one thing that buyers are focused on. Now, the market will determine the final price, but your agent will help you formulate an offer based on the comparable listings and the sales and the current market conditions in the neighborhood that you're buying in. The next one is your mortgage contingency. The contract will be contingent upon the buyer being able to get a mortgage in order to purchase the property. The terms for the mortgage must be stated in the contract, and you will also need to establish a time frame for securing the financing. The next contingency is your home inspection contingency. A thorough inspection will be done on the home by a licensed inspector, and the buyer pays for the inspection of that home. So it's very, very important to get that home inspector in there to make sure that everything is running correctly. And at the end of that inspection, the inspector will supply the buyer and their agent with the inspection report. And there's usually a summary page on that report that lists all of the items that might need to be repaired. Some might need to be repaired immediately. Others may be something in the future, like a roof might need to be replaced in the next 2 to 5 years, things like that. So it's very, very important to get that home inspection. Another contingency is the attorney approval period. It's also called A&I, which stands for Attorney Inspection Approval Period. I talked to you about the inspection contingency. Then there's also the attorney approval period. And that goes for a week, usually 5 business days. Your attorney, the buyer's attorney, will take a look at the purchase contract. They might want to change certain things about the contract. They might want to exclude certain paragraphs. They might want to change certain words. And they work together with the seller's attorney. The buyer's attorney and the seller's attorney work together to get through this A&I period. During that A&I period, though, is when some deals won't go through for whatever reason. Maybe the buyer wants a certain repair done on the home after they got the inspection report back, and the seller doesn't want to do it. So usually we brokers on both the buyer side and the seller side work really hard to make sure that everything falls in place during the A&I approval period. Most of the time, it's not a problem. We get through that hump, and we're moving forward towards close. Another condition on the purchase contract is the earnest money. Buyers, when you decide to purchase a home and we put in an offer, we will follow that offer and acceptance with some earnest money, an earnest money check. And that's basically a simple deposit that we're putting down on the house. The earnest money is always in a form of a check. Most of the time a personal check, sometimes a certified check. And the earnest money always goes, or most of the time, I should say, goes to the seller's brokerage company, and they hold on to the earnest money. Now, if something happens, let's say during the attorney inspection approval period, or what we call A&I, if something happens during that period and we can't come to an agreement, the buyer gets their earnest money back. It's very rare for a buyer to ever lose their earnest money. And then that earnest money, the brokerage company will make sure that that earnest money is there at close, and that will go towards your down payment or your closing costs. Now, the last term that I want to talk to you about, and the most important term, I believe, is the closing date. That is the date that the buyer takes ownership on the property. And the seller, by the closing date, needs to be out of the property. And right after we close and the buyer takes possession, then the buyer can move into the property or start whatever work, whatever it is that they want to do, because now it is theirs. So I've gone over 6 of the most important terms on the purchase contract. If you have any questions, please give me a call or shoot me an email. You can call me right now if you'd like. I'm here to answer all your questions and to help you with your buying process, or if you're looking to sell a home, I'm here to help you with that also. I hope that you have found this informative, and until the next time, make it a wonderful day.